You were defeated. I'm going to beat you down. I'm going to thank God. I'm going to boom, boom, and just thank everybody that you died. Let's talk about that.
Wow.
5 minutes. Or more. Or less. Good morning, beautiful people. It is Friday. Everybody scream. Whoop, whoop. I'm dressed up today because getting presented with a check from Consolidated Communications for a grant, and I get to do my Guatemala presentation at school. Yes! Yes! Okay. So.
Have you had coffee this morning?
Just tea. And me. Ha! Sorry.
Oh, my head.
So, how did you feel when they caught Osama bin Laden? How did you feel when we destroyed Hitler? How did you feel when you get to a point where our enemies are destroyed? Do you rejoice? Do you have a party? Do you do a dunk or whatever you do when you celebrate? Or do you feel sorrow and pray for your enemy and say, I wish they would have turned. I wish they wouldn't have done that. Does your heart break for your enemy? Or do you rejoice over your enemy? Do you love your enemy? Or do you hate and despise your enemy? That really tells which way you're leaning on the love of God, or the grace of God, or the mercy of God. Now, in fairness, God, who is the ruler of all things, who is just and righteous and holy, he determines who has the punishment and the discipline and the to be justified and to know, and the patience and the forethought to know what our enemy needs or what we need or the things that come from him. That's fairness. Okay? He is fair because it comes from him. He's the authority. And whatever comes down the pike, or if he lets things come down the pike, he is fair and just. And we have to understand that first before we go to this. But in Proverbs 24:17 through 18 has this little notion, and then it's reinstated in the New Testament about loving our enemies. But I think this is the beginning of it. And of course, the law has it in there, but nobody wants to read that, to treat the alien the same as yourself. But it's amazing to me when we're in war, when we're in battle, or after the war, or after things like that, how much people really just want to see them crushed to the point of laughter. Like they laugh over them. They rejoice of their downfall. Here's what Proverbs 24:17 through 18 says. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let not your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest the Lord see it and be displeased and turn away his anger from him. We're supposed to love our enemies. Now, there are some justifiable wars because of atrocities. But there is no justifiable rejoicing when one side wins or loses. There is really no winner because we both have lost tons of people. There's really no winner because we've destroyed buildings, we've destroyed houses, we've destroyed children, women, men, we've destroyed lives forever. And so we have to realize as Christians, who do we stand for? We stand for God. And God does not rejoice in the punishment. Now there has to be punishment, there has to be discipline, because we're evil. We're all sinners. Some of us are forgiven, some of us are not, and some of us need to come to Jesus. But there is no way that we should be rejoicing over our enemy's fallen state. lest God forgets it and says, no, okay, I'm not going to punish them. And then they really come after us. Where is your heart when your enemy falls? Is it with a loving God who wants them to come to Jesus, who wants them to see his grace and his mercy, or are you rejoicing unless he goes away and says, no, I'm not going to do anything anymore? Think about that. Especially what's happening in our news today. Stop rejoicing over, no matter if you are sided with one or the other. Both sides are wrong. They should be praying for Jesus to be in their lives, to be peaceful in this fallen world. But yet we pick sides and we rejoice over our enemy. We really need to love our enemy. That's all I have for you today. I love you. Jesus loves you too. You have a great Friday, Saturday, and see you Sunday, 9:30 for Class 101, and then 11 o'clock for services, and we get together and we just praise, worship, and encourage and equip you to go out and do ministry. Love you, bye.
I turned to a songbird.